All right, so now let's move into the next phase. So just to go over what we've covered so far, you know that you need to design your web page or website in Photoshop. From your Photoshop document is where you will slice all of your images to save them out for your final creation of the website in Dreamweaver. So Dreamweaver is actually the last step of the process. So let's open up Dreamweaver, and I'm going to start a new page, okay? And we know for this Barrasso web page that it's actually the portfolio page. So I'm going to title my page. And the first thing I'm going to do is save it right away. So I'm going to save this, and I'm going to call it Portfolio because it is the portfolio page. Again, as you guys hopefully remember, if this were the home page, the very first page that the server would need to read, we would need to name this file index.html. I'm going to save this to my final web folder and save that. Okay, so let's just look at this page again. So let me just scroll back up because the link to the page again is in the class notes. Okay, so this is what the page looks like. Okay, so we're trying to duplicate this layout. And again, the very first thing when you're creating a table structure, look to see what sort of the natural column and row structure for the site. And when I look at this page, I definitely see a 3-row structure, right? Because we've got the navigation and the logo up on top here. We have this middle image, and then we have all the subnav, the text, and the quote down here. And I also see a 2-column because we've got this tannish color column running on the right-hand side. So going back to Dreamweaver, I'm probably going to want to start this table using a 3-row and 2 columns. Now, the other thing that we want to look at is what is the width of our page. Now, we know what the width is because we've got our Photoshop document, right? So I can simply go to image size, and sure enough, I see that the width of this is 798 pixels wide. So that is the width that I want my first table that I'm placing into this page to be. So I'm going to insert a table, and it's going to have 3 rows, 2 columns, and it's going to be 798 pixels wide. My border thickness, cell padding, and cell spacing is going to be 0. I encourage you to make sure that they are 0 and not just blank. Okay, so here we have this. And we also know about our page. Again, we've got this side column here, which again, if we want to know what our width is, again, we can go back to our Photoshop file, which hopefully you're realizing is functioning basically as a blueprint, right? This is the blueprint of how our site is going to be built. And here you can see by just using the rulers, I can note that this tan column is 40 pixels wide. So I'm going to go back to Dreamweaver, and I'm actually going to hold down and click so I can select the 3 rows in the last column here, and I can go to my properties, and I'm going to specify that this be 40. Okay, so now I've got the width for that tan column, and now I need to know what color it is. So again, I can go back to my Photoshop document, put the eyedropper on that column and find out that my color needs to be right down here, the CCC99. Okay, so going back to Dreamweaver, I'm going to actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to again select these three, and remember we talked about the merge icon here located underneath column, and by merging these I can just get rid of the three columns, or I'm sorry, the three rows in this one column, so it makes it really easy for me to just simply add this background color. So I've got my cursor in the column, and I'm going to just change this background to my CCC99. Okay, so now I've got that column created. But now I need to add my navigation, my logo, and everything else to this page. Okay, so in order to do that into this top row right here, I'm going to nest a table. So, and as you can probably see again from the structure, I need to have three columns here because I've got this portfolio navigation, the logo, and then my main navigation. So going back to Dreamweaver, I'm going to insert another table. And we know that we don't want this table to be 798 because we've got that column that's actually 40 pixels wide. So I'm going to change this to 758, okay? Because 758 plus the 40 equals our final width of 798. And I'm going to change this to one row, make this three columns. And here I can simply, in this center cell, I'm going to insert my logo. Okay, we see that it's shifted, which we'll deal with in just a second. I'm going to insert in this table cell my nav for the portfolio. Okay, and then finally over in this right hand table cell, I'm going to insert that main navigation. Okay, all right. So now I've got that all inserted. I probably need to take a look at my positioning here, and we'll note here, again using our rulers, that my logo really needs to start about, what is that, 125 pixels from the left. So again, using my Photoshop document as the blueprint, I know this needs to start about 125 pixels from the left. So probably the easiest way to get that positioned correctly is by just changing the width of this left-hand column. So by just making that 125, and it was very close to it, it was set at 122, I've got that logo positioned from the left at the correct placement. Now, we'll also notice that the logo starts from the top at about, what is that, about 75 pixels from the top. So again, I can go back to Dreamweaver, and what I might want to do is, and there's a couple different ways of doing this, but I could set using my V and my H space. Here I have set my V space to 75, so now I've got it coming 75 from the top of the page. Okay?